In Chapter 10, we are interested in subsetting and combining SAS datasets, and there is more than one way to do each. We begin by looking at subsetting using a where statement. In your SAS help library, there is a dataset called ClassFit. Let's take a look at it. It contains 19 rows. There are variables for name, sex, age, height, and some other measurements. This class combines both males and females. And measurements are typically different for the genders. So we have motivation to separate the females from the males. So let's create a females subset. Our set statement has the data set we are reading. Our data statement has the name of the data set we are creating. But what's most important here is the where statement. We want only the observations where sex equals F. So let's run this bit of code and see if that's what we get. And that is what we get. We have a data set called females in our work library, and it contains 9 of the 19 rows, and only the females. I could have gotten the same results using a subsetting if instead of a where statement. So let me demonstrate that. I've already created a female subset, so now I'll create the subset for males. So I have a different name here in my data statement, and instead of where, I have if, and I just want the observations where the variable sex equals M. Let's run this bit of code and see what we get. What we get is a data set with 10 rows. It contains all of the male students from the original ClassFit data set. So what I've done here so far is created 2 data sets, one for males, one for females, and I did so using 2 separate data steps. I could have done it in a single data step. To do that, I'll list both names for the subsets I'm making in my data statement. And because I already have a males data set and a females data set, I'm calling these females 0 and males 0, just to distinguish them from what I already have. And I've got conditional logic below with output keyword. So if sex equals F, then output females 0. That tells SAS to take those observations and write them to this particular data set. My else if statement will write the other observations to the males data set. Let's run this piece of code and verify that that is indeed what is happening. Here is my females 0 data set, and I'll toggle now to the males 0 data set, so I did get what I expected. Now all of the examples I've shown so far subsetted to certain observations. It may be that I want to have all of my observations, but only some of the variables. Let's work with a different data set now, this time from the SAS help library, the holiday data set. The holiday data set contains 8 variables. I'm not interested in all of them. I just want to keep name, category, month, and day, and I put them in a keep statement. Let's run this piece of code. Then here is our resulting data set, which contains only the 4 variables that were listed in the keep statement. Now let's turn our attention away from subsets to combining data. And we can combine in various ways. We will begin by combining using a set statement. Now first I'm going to create some small data sets. One is called class 1, one is class 2, one is class 3. Let me go ahead and generate these, and then we will look at how to combine them. Okay, I have created the 3 classes. And this could be 3 different classes of the same grade, and I may be interested in having a single data set for the entire grade level, and I will create that using a set statement. And it's very simple. All I do is list the 3 individual data set names in a single set statement. Look how short this code is. This is going to combine all 3 data sets into a single data set, and here they are. And you may notice these are just stacked on top of each other. The first 4 observations were from the first data set, then we have the second data set, and then the third. We might want to combine in a slightly more intelligent way, and that is to have these interleaved, which means they're sorted by a variable. And in this case, I want to sort by age. I'll need to sort each individual class data set first, and then, in addition to my set statement, I'll have a by statement with that same variable. So let's run this code and see how the results differ. Notice I still have all 12 observations, but now my resulting data set is already sorted by age. Let's combine using a different statement, this time with a merge statement combined with a by statement. Again, I will first create 3 smaller data sets. And here I've got 3 different subjects: science, English, and math. And inside these data sets, I'll have names and grades. And what I would like to do is combine all this together for the purposes of creating report cards. And I'll want these to be sorted not by age, but by name. I'll have to sort each individual data set, science, English, and math, and then I will merge by that same variable name. Let's do that and look at our results. In this case, I have the same number of observations, but a different number of variables. They're all side by side, all 3 of the subjects, and it's in alphabetical order. So now I could generate my report cards. And that concludes my video on Chapter 10, subsetting and combining SAS data sets.